Imagine if we had a Google map of the human body, not just organs, not just tissues, but every single cell, every neuron, every immune cell, every skin cell, every heart cell. All mapped, all categorized, all understood. What if doctors could zoom in like Google Earth and see exactly which cells go wrong in cancer and Alzheimer's and diabetes? That's exactly what scientists are trying to build. And now one of the biggest science philanthropies in the world, the Zuckerberg Initiative, has placed a major bet on making this happen. Today, we're diving into what the Human Cell Atlas really is, why it's so revolutionary, why the Zuckerberg Initiative is investing heavily, and how this could completely transform the future of medicine. Stay with me, because this may be the most important biology project of our lifetime. What is the Human Cell Atlas? Let's start simple. Your body is made up of about 37 trillion cells. Each cell is like a tiny machine, but not all cells are the same. A brain cell is very different from a liver cell, a skin cell is very different from a heart cell, an immune cell is very different from a muscle cell. For years, scientists knew these differences existed, but they didn't know exactly how many types of cells exist in the human body. That's where the Human Cell Atlas comes in. The Human Cell Atlas is a global scientific effort to identify, classify, map, and understand every type of cell in the human body. Think of it like this. In 2003, scientists completed the Human Genome Project. They mapped all the genes in human DNA. But genes alone don't tell the whole story. Cells are where genes become active. Cells are where disease begins. Cells are where treatments work or fail. So now scientists want to build the next biological map, a complete reference of all human cells. Why do we need this? Here's a powerful question. Why do two people with the same disease respond differently to treatment? Why does one cancer patient survive, while another doesn't? Why does one person develop autoimmune disease and another stays healthy? The answer often lies at the cellular level. Diseases don't start at the organ level, they start in specific cell populations. For example, in cancer, a normal cell mutates and becomes malignant. In Alzheimer's, certain neurons degenerate. In diabetes, pancreatic beta cells fail. But until recently, scientists couldn't see cell differences clearly enough. Traditional methods group cells together. Now, with advanced technologies like single-cell RNA sequencing, researchers can examine cells one by one. They can see which genes are active, what proteins are produced, how cells communicate, how they change over time. This is revolutionary, because once we understand exactly which cell type goes wrong, we can design precise treatments. Not broad treatments, not guesswork, but precision medicine. Enter the Zuckerberg Initiative. Now let's talk about the big investment. The Zuckerberg Initiative, founded by Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan, was created with a bold mission: cure, prevent, or manage all diseases by the end of this century. That's ambitious. But instead of focusing on one disease at a time, they decided to fund basic science infrastructure. Why? Because understanding cells is foundational. If you understand cells, you understand disease. According to a recent report, the Zuckerberg Initiative is doubling down on supporting the Human Cell Atlas, providing funding, computational tools, and AI support. This isn't just writing checks. They are funding labs, supporting global collaboration, building open data platforms, developing advanced bioinformatics tools, integrating artificial intelligence. Their philosophy is simple. If scientists everywhere can access high-quality cellular data, innovation will accelerate globally. How does this actually work? You might wonder. How do you map trillions of cells? The answer: you don't map each one individually. Instead, scientists collect tissue samples, separate individual cells, analyze gene expression, group cells into categories, build a digital reference library using high-throughput sequencing machines. Millions of cells can now be analyzed in a short time. Then comes AI. Artificial intelligence helps detect patterns in huge datasets. It identifies new cell types. It predicts how cells behave. It detects early disease signatures. This is biology meeting big data. And that's where Z's tech expertise becomes powerful. Real-world impact. Let's make this practical. How could this help real patients? Cancer. Scientists can identify rare tumor cell subtypes. This means targeted therapy becomes more precise. Brain disorders. Mapping brain cells helps. Understand Alzheimer's and Parkinson's at microscopic resolution. Heart disease. Understanding heart cell regeneration could lead to repair strategies after heart attacks. Infectious disease. During pandemics, cellular maps help identify which immune cells respond effectively. Developmental disorders. Mapping fetal and developmental cells helps detect early abnormalities. This is not theoretical, this is already influencing research. What is the Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative? The Chan-Zuckerberg Initiative, often called ZI, is a philanthropic organization founded in 2015 by Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan. It was launched after the birth of their first child with a bold long-term mission to help cure, prevent, or manage all diseases by the end of this century. That's not a slogan. That's a 100-year scientific ambition. Unlike traditional charities that donate small research grants, Z operates more like a science accelerator combining long-term funding, advanced computing, artificial intelligence, open science platforms, global collaboration. It's philanthropy designed with Silicon Valley scale and mindset. Why did they create it? When Mark Zuckerberg and Priscilla Chan became parents, they published a public letter outlining their vision for the future. Priscilla Chan is a pediatrician. She saw firsthand how many diseases remain poorly understood, not because scientists lack talent, but because they lack infrastructure, shared data systems, long-term coordinated investment. They realized something critical. You can't cure diseases you don't fully understand at the cellular level. So instead of funding one disease at a time, they decided to fund foundational biology. How is Xi different from traditional foundations? Most medical philanthropy works like this. Fund cancer research. Fund Alzheimer's research. Fund heart disease research. Xi asked a different question. What if we build tools that help all disease research? Instead of focusing only on treatments, they invest in building scientific infrastructure. They fund large collaborative efforts like the Human Cell Atlas, which aims to map every human cell. Open science. They push for data to be openly available worldwide. This means researchers in India, Africa, Europe, the US, all access the same cellular data. Innovation becomes global, not limited to wealthy labs, advanced technology, and AI. Z invests heavily in bioinformatics tools, machine learning, systems, cloud-based scientific databases. Because modern biology isn't just lab work, it's data science. Why are they investing in the Human Cell Atlas? To understand that, think about the Human Genome Project, completed in 2003. That project mapped human DNA. But DNA alone doesn't tell us which cells activate which genes, how cells change in disease, why treatments work differently in different people. The Human Cell Atlas goes one step deeper. It maps every cell type, every cellular state, how cells interact in health and disease. Z sees this as the biological foundation layer of 21st century medicine. Without it, precision medicine is guesswork. With it, precision medicine becomes systematic. What exactly does Z provide? Their support isn't just financial, it's structural. They provide long-term funding. Scientific projects often struggle because grants last 2 to 5 years. Mapping human cells requires decades. G funds long-horizon research. Global coordination. The Human Cell Atlas includes scientists from dozens of countries. G helps coordinate. Collaboration and data sharing. AI and computational platforms. Mapping millions of cells generates massive datasets. G builds the digital tools that store data, analyze patterns, detect new cell types, identify disease signatures, technology development. They fund single-cell sequencing advancements, imaging, technologies, cellular analysis platforms. This is science at industrial scale. The Zuckerberg initiative isn't just funding research. It's funding the operating system of future medicine. They are betting that if we understand cells, we understand disease. If we understand disease, we can control it. And that's why their investment in the Human Cell Atlas could become one of the most important scientific bets of the 21st century. The big challenges. But this isn't easy. Challenges include massive data storage, ethical concerns about tissue samples, global representation ensuring diverse populations are included, standardizing lab methods, funding sustainability. The Human Cell Atlas is a global collaboration across dozens of countries. Science at this scale requires trust, transparency, and cooperation, and that's why philanthropic organizations like Xi matter. They provide long-term funding outside political cycles. The future. What could happen next? Imagine 20 years from now. You go to the doctor. They take a blood sample. They analyze your cells instantly. They compare them to the Human Cell Atlas. They detect disease before symptoms appear. Preventive medicine becomes normal. Drug development becomes faster. Side effects become fewer. Treatments become personalized. This is the long-term vision. Mapping cells today to prevent suffering tomorrow. Think about it. For thousands of years, humans looked at disease from the outside. Now, for the first time in history, we're mapping life from the inside, cell by cell. The Human Cell Atlas could be remembered as the next human genome project, the blueprint for precision medicine, the foundation of 21st century healthcare. And with major backing from the Zuckerberg initiative, this project just gained powerful momentum. If this video opened your eyes to the future of medicine, like this video. Subscribe for more science explained simply. Comment below, what disease do you think cellular mapping will help cure first? Because the future of medicine is being built one cell at a time. And you just witnessed the beginning.